I'm so in love with this thing. Okay, I'm gonna do my rant now. My rant about this thing. So, when the concept for this heirloom leaked, everyone fucking hated it, okay? Everyone saw it. Okay, first things first. People all the time will do, like, fan-made, like, concepts for heirlooms. So they'll design heirlooms for people, and they're just, like, they're not real. They're just fan-made. So there was one fan-made Watson heirloom that went really viral. It was, like, a fencing sword that was electrified, and everyone really fell in love with that idea. And then the actual Watson heirloom concept, so like the model for this leaked, and it wasn't even like the textured model. You know how I've told you, like I've shown you my stuff I've been modeling for class, and like before it goes into Substance Painter it looks like Play-Doh? It was like the Play-Doh render. And people were like, what the fuck is this? It just looks like a scanner for the grocery store. I fucking hate it. So everyone was really mad, and now it's coming out and everyone is shitting on it. First of all, I follow on ArtStation and on Twitter the artist who modeled this. He modeled and textured it. He didn't design it. Okay? He modeled and textured it. He didn't conceptualize it. He didn't plan it. He just made it. And he posted his work and was like, I worked on this. I'm really proud of how it turned out. And all of the replies are like, congrats on making the worst fucking heirloom ever. And like, oh my god, people like you are ruining the game. And just vitriol like that. First of all, that makes me so mad. Because first of all, it's not even his fault. Fault, quote unquote fault. Second of all, he did a great job. Third of all, and this is the most important thing, I think this heirloom suits her. Like, if y'all don't, oh, I have got stick drift. Look at my guy move. Look at my screen move. But every heirloom, except for the earlier ones, kind of, and even then, some of them fit, like, all the heirlooms fit in with each character's lore. Like, if you, Bloodhounds, the Hatchet. Oh, hi, Bobby, it's been a minute, how are you? But here, I'm done looking at it now. I'm gonna go to the heirloom. Because I'm so mad with how people have been reacting to this. It's been so long, how have you been? Okay, heirlooms. Ramparts. Her lore is she's like, a builder, she's a modder, she loves building things. A giant wrench to bonk people over the head with works for her. And also it's like cute and electric, and it pops out bubble gum from the bottom, which she is always chewing bubble. It suits her, okay? It fits in with the lore. Revenant, giant death scythe. He is a fucking assassin who's 1,000,000 years old and loves killing people. And it's all robotic and shit because he's a simulacrum. It suits him. The data knife. Bangalore is, or not data knife, the pilot's knife. Bangalore is an OG, like, soldier for the IMC, and the lore is that she got stranded or something and she found this pilot's knife and kept it, and it's like a token of her trauma or whatever. It makes sense for her. Gibraltar. He's Pacific Islander. It fits in with his heritage, this club. It suits him. Next, Caustic. It's got all this gas shit built in. I think this one is, like, less fits in with the lore, but it still fits in with the lore because it tells all the gas, and all he wants to do is test his fucking pesticides on people and kill them. It works. Mirage. I don't think he's actually full of himself. He's very clearly the, like, goofy comic relief, but the joke is like he tries to overcompensate and act like he's full of himself because he's so insecure. So having a trophy for himself that talks and hypes him up fits not only the facade of him being full of himself, but also it hypes him up. So if he's insecure and he wants a thing that hypes him up, it makes sense. Sorry, Bobby, I see your comment. I'm just on a rant right now. I'll get to it in a second. Butterfly knife that shoots the little venom shit. Fits his character. He's an adrenaline junkie. He uses the adrenaline that he is like stim to go faster and do wilder shit. This makes sense for him. Pathfinder gloves. He literally was a boxer. There's the Fight Night ring. It suits him. Who's next? Lifeline. She likes drumming. She's a musician. Also, they act as shock sticks because of defibrillator, because she's a doctor. It suits her. Wraith knife. It's got her, like, this is the one that, like, fits in the lore the least from what I know, but it's got her, like, portal shit, and it's, like, edgy and emo like her. So it fits. Watson. She is a scientist. She likes energy. It's an energy reader. It fits in with her hyperfixation, which is electricity. It suits her. I don't think a fucking sword fits her at all, because there's no background there's nothing in her background or her lore that's like, oh yeah, she's got a sword, she's good at fencing, she has a knack for fencing, she likes fencing, or like she has a collection of, like, there's nothing that talks about that, you know? She's canon autistic. Her autistic special interest is science and energy and electricity. Her heirloom fitting in with her autistic special interest, to me, fits her, because to me, the story writers are taking care in making sure the lore makes sense, and like, it's her autistic special interest, it just makes sense. Like, people shitting on it, like, I know, yeah, they wanted a fencer sword. I think I said this before, but like, there was an artist fan art model of like a fencing sword that was electric, and people fell in love with it and thought that's what it should have been, so when it wasn't that, people were mad. And I get that to a certain extent, and I especially at first, before anyone saw the animations, people saw it and thought it was like a fucking scanner from the grocery store. I can see how people were like, well, how does that work as a melee weapon? Which at the time I was like, yeah, I get that. I'm a little hesitant, but I remember saying I want to see what the animations look like, because that can make or break it. And now that I've seen the animations, it's fun. It's cute. It suits her. It works. And even if you don't like it, don't get it. And absolutely do not send death threats or vitriol at the staff, at the devs. It's not their fault. They're doing their best. Especially the people, like, if you want to, the people who conceptualize it, you can be like, hey, I don't like that idea. But especially the guy who just modeled it, it wasn't even his idea. He was just doing what he was told. Shut up, headphones. And like, you're sending him death threats. It makes me so mad. Anyway, that's my rant.